Hi everyone, Mikestedt with Mikestedt Audio here. Mikestedt, however you want to go. I'll edit it, I really don't care. Today I'm going to be showing you a film I worked on since the summer. It finished up production about a couple months ago and I just got approval to use it. I wanted to show the cool visual right here in QuickTime or Pro Tools. I wanted to show you, the film I was working with, and someone was nice enough to give me some pointers in YouTube comments, which is why I'm continuing to do this. A different way though, so you can see facial reactions and how I want to do it. I don't know, but it's nice to get the feedback because it wasn't just for you all, it was for me. So I learned something. I learned when you're doing video in Pro Tools, have it in blocks. There's a DVI update you should download for Pro Tools, which I can get the specs and I might add it in comments later. If not, just make sure everything's updated. But what I wanted to show you was a scene, and you might see my cat run back and forth, but it's cool because she is cute and she wants attention. That's her. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up the original audio. I'm going to turn it down. There might be some bleed, but you won't hear it. I will. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new track right here. Boom. And let's just call it VO fix. It doesn't really matter what you do. There's this chunk right here. I know it's exactly right here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to hold Option, click it, drag it up. Oh, see, I messed it up. So I got to bring it up. Boom. To VO fix. I want to make sure it's lined up perfectly. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it. I'm just going to solo just that section. I want to show you what I mean and what's going on there. So. Fuck! Fuck! So there's some slight distortion going on there. And I had an issue with it. I didn't like it too much. No one should like it. I'm going to do it the way I did it, and hopefully you guys follow. I suggest, I'm not just throwing it out there, I highly recommend this product. Is the IZOTOPE Audio Editor. So I'm going to Audio Suite. Excuse me. I'm going to go to Noise Reduction, and then it should be Declipper. This is where the tedious part comes. I'm going to need one of my ears for this. So, as you can see, there's threshold right here. This is the amount of that's clipping, or the amount of decibels that's going above that. Let's see, this is my threshold. If I bring it down, I can cut it. Maybe that made sense, maybe it didn't. I always aim for high quality. This is the makeup gain at 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview it. Fuck! See, already I got lucky because it was peaking at above -4. And it's already doing the makeup gain. You can control how much comes in, how much goes out right here. If I turn it all the way back up, you'll hear the distortion come back. Fuck! Fuck! So you hear, if you can't really tell, it sounds like a crunching sound when he says the F word. So you're going to hear like a, so listen for the at the end of it, and it's going to sound really crunchy. Fuck! If you have headphones, you can hear the speakers like physically distort. It's actually the speakers. What you'll hear is that the microphone physically distorted. When he cussed, they had the level probably up too high for the dialogue scene. One thing to avoid you can do is adding a limiter to your field recorder, which is a zoom or however you want to use it. And that'll prevent those things from happening. Or just watch the levels or see if you can get another take. Or ADR is another thing you can do. So I'm going to bring it back down to -4. I might bring it down a little more because what this is going to do, it's going to fill in the stuff that I'm taking out. So I'm taking out all that dirt, and it's going to say blank clipped intervals repaired. So when I do it, it should say how many. Fuck! 445 clipped intervals were repaired. 455. That's a lot. Now I can give you the description what that is. I'm still learning it myself, but what I'm trying to show you is this program works, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. So boom, we're going to render that. Give us some time to render. And now, fuck! it should work. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it in its scene, about right here, and see how it works.
Really say that can help you. Fuck!
So I'm getting some delay in the video, which is fine. It's because I'm doing too much. Alright, the next thing I wanted to show you guys was I did this in a video before for a documentary called Out There. This one, it was okay. I wasn't too happy with it because I later realized what I did wrong and why I wasn't getting the sound I wanted. So I'm going to show you how I fixed it and how I got better at it. Because if you're not getting better at anything, then you probably should start getting better at things. So one thing you want to make sure you have is make an aux track. If you don't know how the shortcut, it's Shift Command N. Brings that up. You're going to do Command right for stereo, up and down for aux. So right now it says disconnected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to noise reduction and then IZOTOPE RX4 connect. And it's going to bring that up. And what I'm going to do is make sure your track is selected or the region is selected. You hit send. It's going to send all this audio to iZotope, which is my new baby. It's my favorite. I started using it heavily after I finished a film called The Good Lie, which is in festivals now. You should probably check it out. I'll probably link it. We'll see. So right now, the cool thing about this is there's like visual and like the spectral. There's two different types of visuals. There's waveform and spectrograph. I like to have it in the middle, so I make sure I know I'm not cutting out too much of the dialogue, because I've done that before and it was in the other documentary which I made mistakes, but I got rid of it. But what you want to do is highlight a section, preferably where there's no talking. So I always go like to the last couple seconds. You're gonna hit denoise. Well, before I go that far, let's hear what it sounds like together.
Maybe. I haven't had much sleep lately. You're probably right.
So actually, that track, it won't really work that well because it actually doesn't sound too bad. I cut it up, but what I'll do is I'll go to an outside scene where, sorry, I should have been a little more prepared. There's a little more like noise. Okay, this actually will work because it took a long time for me to clean this one up. So let's hear how it sounds.
Now look at me. We are a peaceful church, but if you push, I will not hesitate to call.
Okay.
Now it's either you stay away or we will make you. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Fine. I'll leave.
So that's not actually his audio that I was using. I need to use this one, but that's what I was dealing with. Probably gonna edit that out. So.
Now look at me. We are a peaceful church, but if you push,
That's his microphone. It's this gentleman's right here. I'm gonna get rid of some of that background noise. So what I did is I highlighted a section. I hit learn. It's gonna learn what's going on in the background pretty much, because if I highlighted this, it's gonna learn everything. It's gonna take background, dialogue, you name it. So see how there's a difference. I'm gonna do that again. Boop. Click all of it. This is where it gets a little weird. This is where you experiment. You're going to hit process. And you're just going to have to see what comes out. But in the end result, what you're going to get is cleaner dialogue. You're not going to have as much background noise. You want the dialogue to stick out more than, obviously the cars in the background. So as you can see, the background, I can actually go back and forth between the initial and the one I denoised. There's already a huge difference in the background. So it looks like the spectrograph, everything kind of turned down in the back. So let's hear the newer version.
now look at me. We are a peaceful church, but if you push, I will not hesitate to call.
And here's the old one.
Now look at me. We are a peaceful church.
Newer one.
Now look at me. We are a peaceful church.
Already there's a big difference. One thing you want to look out for, I think I mentioned before, is going to the extreme, and that's cutting too much. So I'm going to go to the initial state, and I'm just going to bring up that reduction. As these separate, that's how much it's going to reduce from the threshold. I hit process, and you're going to start getting some artifacts in the recordings. It's going to sound like poop. I'm leaving all my mistakes in these videos to show I'm human. I'm not like this crazy, dude that can do everything with no mistakes. I'll do some slight editing, but I really want to show people that it's not just a one-shot thing. Like it's all about experimenting, and you learn from your mistakes. I learned from my mistakes because there's a film I did, and I'm not gonna say which one. I overdid the reduction, and it's not a good thing. It didn't come out right. I think I lost the network between that, but it's fine. I learned from that. I got better at this thing, and I'm getting better projects because this is becoming useful. Highly recommend it. Like I said, it's only like $300-$400. You get that. Comes with some cool stuff, but I'll market that later. But this is what happens when you overdo it. You hear.
Now look at me. We are a peaceful church, but if you push, I will.
So it's gonna sound kind of honky, like like trampoline, trombone or trumpetish, a little, just too honk, and there's not enough. It's getting rid of all the frequencies you need between. I think it's gonna get rid of a lot of the mids, because if you go to the denoise, you hit learn. If I remember, all the frequencies it's really cutting out and it's really focusing on is between 1K and 50, which that's where all the background noise is at. Because when you do that, I bring this back down normal. I cut it. Everything under that frequency is supposed to be, because everything up here is pretty good. That's where all the dialogue is going to be and all the air. That's why it's not going to sound too honky. If I'm wrong, please put a comment in there. But I'm hoping these will help you out as much. So let's hear it with the new adjusted audio.
Now look at me. We are a peaceful church.
So it's a little messed up. Better than it was earlier. But we're going to move on to that, and I'll show you the finished version of that one. So when it's all cleaned up and good to go, this is how it'll come out. This is with everything like music and sound effects.
Now look at me. We are a peaceful church, but if you push, I will not hesitate to call.
Okay.
Now it's either you stay away or we will make you. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Fine. I'll leave. Don't think I'm letting this go.
And if you wanted to watch the movie, see how everything turned out, please feel free. I'll leave it in the comment section below. If there's any more tutorial ideas or questions you have, please ask me. Again, sorry for the roughness. I'm still learning how to get the things going, how to say things where you understand it. But hopefully this helps out someone that's interested in IZOTOPE RX4 or in post-production. Thank you and have a great day.